this is Ryan Rockwell, the Yogi Marketer, and welcome to the call. We're going to get started in about another minute. I just want to let people just hop on and get situated. In the meantime, go ahead and type in yes or no in the box below. Let me know if you can hear me okay, and then where you're coming at from the world. We have had so many people from all over the globe join us on this call, so I just kind of want to see where you're coming at from in the world. And again, we'll get started in about another 45 seconds or so. Again, this is Ryan Rockwell, the Yogi Marketer, and I am so excited for today's call. We have maxed out seats as we always do, and it is just so great to see so many people live. You know, I really wish that there was something like this 12 years ago when I first became a yoga teacher, but needless to say, you're in the right place at the right time. And yes, we are going to tackle that taboo thing called money, how it's okay to make more of it. A lot more of it actually, and still feel like you're in alignment with the path of yoga. And I will always come back to that because always trying to make sure that we're in alignment with the path. Now, I know many of you out there, and this is something that I experienced myself, have felt a conflict about being a spiritual teacher who is also business savvy. You know, what I've come to realize, however, is that by treating my work as a yoga teacher as a mindful business, so to speak, I have the ability to reach out to more people while at the same time supporting myself in a way that is both ethical and beneficial to society. And the last thing I'll say before we move on is I don't confuse money with inner fulfillment. You know, I really allow the Dharma to guide my ambition. So who is this webinar for? Now, if you make a living, whether part-time or full-time from yoga, this webinar is for you. So that's yoga teachers, studio owners, workshop and retreat leaders, teacher trainers, meditation instructors. This webinar is really designed for people who are ready to take the next step in your income strategy. You know, stepping up your game and learning how to make more money in less time. And this is huge, without selling out. And what you'll find during our time together today is that you can make more money while at the same time working with students in a deeper and more committed way, which I know is incredibly important to all of us. So this was a recent quote, a recent post that we had on Instagram. And it gives me so much enthusiasm. Are you bored with life? Then throw yourself into some work you believe in with all your heart. Live for it, die for it, and you will find happiness that you thought could never be yours. Dale Carnegie. So let this be our theme today, this passion for teaching yoga, because teaching yoga requires passion for the practice. And absent of that, no amount of marketing and training will make you a success. And many of you know this instinctively, that the passion that you have for yoga has to be at the heart of what you teach. So in the next 45 minutes, we're going to learn how to attract more clients that you love working with by working less and still connecting with them in a deeper, more committed way. It is absolutely possible. Keep yourself open to that possibility. Creating a large following and a mindful system that filters through them so you spend your time with only the ones who want to work with you. And these people are your true tribe, your true following. You know, we'll also go over how to build leverage in your yoga business so you're getting paid more consistently. That's a big one. Consistently with less effort. And then my exact system that lets me make a mindful 6 figures without having to work with clients day and night and running all over town trying to teach classes. You know, I did that for many years, teaching between 15 to 22 classes a week, and I burned out. I burned out a lot. And, you know, I also really had time for my own personal practice, and I think that is what hurt the most because I didn't feel like I was being authentic at times. I actually left the industry once for a couple years because I wasn't making enough money, unfortunately. It's really hard to leave something that you love so much and have dedicated so much time into learning. Sometimes, though, we have to remove ourselves, as you know, from a situation to get perspective and allow things to take shape. So what makes this time together different? So let me clearly say nothing is for sale. I want you to be this woman jumping up into the air. Maybe she's happy there's no rain. I don't know. It's beautiful. It just gives you an idea. I want you to really enjoy the next 45 minutes together, to keep an open mind and see that there is truly a way to be successful on this path, to follow your passion, to follow your heart, to be conscious, to be authentic, and just be fully supported by the universe and your students. So again, why stick around? I want you to get profoundly clear about what you love about teaching yoga and how getting into alignment with that is the basis for what transforms your joy, your satisfaction, and your income on this path. So we're also going to learn how to attract your true following. These are people you've always wanted to connect with, your tribe, your true following. Now, just some questions. Do you feel frustrated that you can't advance at the speed you would like to in your yoga career? I know I felt that. Are you wondering how the big name yoga teachers establish a big following and get to travel the world teaching retreats and have these amazing experiences with their students? Are you tired of not being paid enough and know that there's got to be a better way? There just has to be a better way. Are you overwhelmed by technology, the social media that's involved today with online marketing, and feel like it's wasting your time? You're not really getting a lot of traction. Do you get frustrated sometimes because you feel like people aren't serious about hiring you and continually ask you for advice? And what I'm talking about here is what I've affectionately called, labeled time vampires. We all know who these people are. They're the people who come up to you after class. Sometimes they even follow you out to your car, and they take up a bunch of your time. They ask a bunch of questions, but they're not serious about hiring you, and they want to soak up all your knowledge. So again, do you feel stuck because you aren't getting enough teaching opportunities and not enough clients? Or you just don't know what to do to make this a truly successful full-time career? Again, this is a much needed topic in today's yoga world. Do you feel like you just can't seem to get your breakthrough? That feeling of freedom, a feeling of financial security and abundance that doesn't have an end date, that it just continues to expand and get better. Again, I don't confuse money with inner fulfillment, but it's time that we honor ourselves, our families, and have abundance in our lives, not just financially, of course, but on all levels. So if any of this feels like you, none of these things are the real problem. The real problem is that you haven't made yet the 5 essential shifts that I'm going to teach you today. And more of these 5 shifts in just a minute. What I want to point out real quick is really the shifts that I want to go over with you today. It's about following your truth and living your passion. It's having private clients search you out rather than always being on the lookout, maximizing your time. How many of us yoga teachers want control over who we work with and our schedule, and how to leverage your business so you can get paid more even though you're actually teaching less classes, less group classes? This is all about being authentic and conscious in your marketing and truly serving your clients. You'll have a dependable, consistent flow of clients by using marketing that makes you the authority and respected leader in your industry, and have the marketing and these systems do the heavy lifting so you don't have to anymore. Don't you feel like there's such a weight on your shoulders often as a yoga teacher trying to wear so many hats? Sometimes it feels like a weight. And there's a better way. So these 5 simple upgrades, these 5 shifts that you need to follow your passion and make a successful full-time career while enjoying it so much more. So who am I? My name is Ryan Rockwell, and first and foremost, I am a huge lover of yoga. For the last 12 years, I've had the privilege of teaching, and last May actually received my bachelor's degree in yoga from Naropa University. More on that in just a second. I'm also one of the highest paid marketing strategists for companies like Yoga Journal, National Geographic, Backpacker, Climbing, Vegetarian Times, the book Running with the Mind of Meditation, written by Sakyong Mipham Rinpoche, Tibetan Lama. I love marketing the conscious voice. You know, when I ran to yoga in 2004, literally, I was running from my corporate gig and 17 years of experience in sales and marketing. I wanted to finally align my values with my work so that I felt a real connection, a real passion. And I've found over the years that passion fuels the most amazing experiences personally and professionally. You are able to accomplish so much more than you ever thought possible when passion is at the heart of your work. When I was finally able to let go of my past and embrace my background in marketing in a conscious way that served people, I realized that teaching yoga could provide everything I ever wanted financially, and it would be in perfect alignment with my highest good. I mean, how freaking amazing is that? Since I've been able to make a very mindful six-figure income per year, I went back to school at Naropa University, as I mentioned earlier, where I concentrated in yoga. People are like, wait, you went to college for yoga? Yes, and I loved every minute of it. Professor Nataraja Kallio is a beautiful man, human being, and teacher. Look him up. We studied everything from learning Sanskrit to the history and philosophy of yoga to doing 108 sun salutations on the final day of class. Not my favorite day of class. So why don't I just come out and say it? I flipping love yoga with a passion and everything about it. The harder I dig, the more I just fall in love, and the more I feel like I'm coming home in my own body and mind. Now, I want to show you some pictures. This in the upper left-hand corner, probably you're like, what is this? That is actually my RV, and that is my vehicle. The reason I'm showing you this is because I want to show you that just because you do very well financially does not mean that you have to have a big home or a flashy car of a lot of possessions. I teach at a lot of yoga festivals. I also do a lot of workshops across the country, now the world. So the RV has been the best lifestyle for me. I actually wanted to live in a tiny home. Went to a tiny home building workshop and realized that this picture of this dog in the upper right-hand corner, that's my dog Bear. We were not going to be comfortable in 120 square feet. It just wasn't going to happen. So we decided to do the RV as an experiment with Simple Living. It's been absolutely fantastic. I'm showing you this because I want to show you again that you don't have to be flashy. You don't have to change your attitude. You don't have to change who you are just because you make more money. I keep looking at my dog Bear. He's awesome. I actually adopted him when I was living at the Satchidananda Ashram. He's been a trusted companion over this time. But again, you don't have to change who you are just because you make more money. So without further ado, the 5 shifts. Now, before we completely dive into that, what I want to show you is the old way. And many of you are familiar with this probably. You go from studio to studio. Maybe you hit up your friends to try and come to your classes. You're taking on more teaching jobs. You're trying to find referrals. Maybe you felt passionate about starting a blog. And then, everybody was telling you, yeah, you should do a Facebook fan page. What that leads to, if you don't have the right strategy, so to speak, is not enough clients for the time you put into it. It's exhausting and it's inconsistent. This kid, I know he's sad, but he makes me laugh. He's so cute. And for the last 2 years, I've done nothing but work with yoga teachers, helping them step into an abundant full-time career, a successful full-time career. And what I hear all the time is, I don't have enough money for my monthly bills, to save, to travel, to go to other yoga retreats, to have security in my life. I'm not connecting with my students, so I feel like I'm being misunderstood for who I really am. I'm not building a true following, my tribe. I'm exhausted traveling from class to class to class. I don't know how to market my classes and workshops. I don't even have enough time for my own personal practice. Again, I've heard it all. And so the new way is still using social media. You can still teach in studios. You can take on personal clients, teach at retreats and workshops. You can still get referrals, but now we're leveraging the business so that you're filtering out the bad apples, the time vampires, so that you have more income, more free time, more clients, and more consistency of income. So without further ado, shift number one. I'm going to take a quick pause and just say that when I came to yoga 12 years ago, I was definitely not in alignment, specifically with the yamas and niyamas, the 8-limb path. When I decided to put yoga, the yamas and niyamas, at the forefront of my life, that was going to be the foundation from which I build upon, life really opened up. The path of yoga really opened up. Obviously I'm talking about nonviolence, telling the truth, non-stealing, brahmacharya, sexual purity or moderation, non-hoarding, non-greeting. I needed to put these at the forefront of my life because, again, yoga is a path of liberation. Now, if you're coming from a Christian background or a Buddhist background or a Hindu background, maybe you feel more pulled to those paths. Whatever it is, what I'm really trying to get to is that we are the expert of our own lives. And often we know what's holding us back. Because what I want to get to is a foundation of integrity, the foundation of happiness and sustainable success. When you get to a bedrock of integrity, that's when you believe that you deserve success. That's when you believe that you deserve the full-time yoga career that you want. Because I just want to get to a point where you believe that you deserve success. Now, I know that some of you are like, wait, what about the social media stuff and all this other, what about the website? We're going to get to some of that. But if you don't have a foundation of integrity, I'm not calling you out because I didn't. For a long time, I lied. I stole. I cheated. To what degree? Let's just say it took up enough of my consciousness, enough of my RAM in my mind that the higher levels, or really just life in general, didn't really open up to me until I got right. And just for me, it was the path of yoga. So moving on, choosing to be the best in the world at one thing. Now, a long time ago, I hired a marketing coach. And the first question that he asked me is, what is your niche? And I'm like, what? What is my niche? He was like, what is your specialty? And really at that time, I was trying to be the jack of all trades. And what I can relate to, for example, for yoga teachers is that a lot of us are trying to teach many different styles. We're trying to do Ashtanga or Vinyasa, we're trying to teach Yin, or we're offering different services in our business. Maybe we're also a holistic practitioner, maybe we're also doing massage, and we're spreading ourselves thin. Stop trying to do it all. This guy, he makes me laugh. This is the biggest mistake that people make and the one primary reason that they fail. So if you're trying to do it all of the work, all the time, your income is capped simply by not having enough hours in the day. Now, you might be able to save a little bit, but you're never going to be able to break that $50,000 or $100,000 plus a year and have the financial security that you deserve. And these are the income brackets really that I work with, the $50,000, the $100,000. Just from my own experience, these are the brackets that some people need to have in order to feel abundance and be able to support themselves and be a mindful participant in society. And again, just feel that feeling of abundance. So why? Why do you need to pick your niche? Why do you need to pick your specialty? Because success comes from standing in your truth. The key is to know what you love and then offer that to the world. This is the first step to become a successful yoga teacher, and the importance of this step cannot be overstated. So let's pause here for a second because this is a really big important point. Everything else we'll be exploring from this point forward will be determined by your taking this step in the most honest, open, and effective way. So if you feel drawn to teach gentle yoga classes, there will be students out there who'll be drawn to you. If you feel drawn to teach more athletic yoga, there will be students who want what you have to offer. Maybe you want to focus on the spiritual, the stress management, or the healing aspects of yoga. Maybe yoga for people overweight, have diabetes, maybe yoga for breast cancer. Whichever you choose, there will be students who are interested in what you have to offer as long as passion is at the heart of what you teach. Now, people who are average or good at a lot of things will never make as much money as people who are masters at that one thing. Choosing your area of mastery and going miles deep into that is where you become known as the best in the world. And again, this is at the heart of what I teach. You're not selling your time. You are offering specific results, and you get paid based on the value of those results. Let me just say something here. When people come to your classes, they're thinking, what's in this for me? I want to have less stress. I want to be more relaxed. I want to, get a good workout. People are coming to yoga for many different reasons. And you need to be clear on the results that you can deliver for them, because when you aren't clear, you repel the best clients and you will undercharge for your services and again, burn out. When you get this, you go from chasing a million different jobs and clients who all want different things. And that makes sense. If you're offering different styles, if you're offering different services, people are going to want naturally different things from you. But when you get this, you go from sitting back and watching clients come straight to you, desperately in need of that one thing that you know how to solve better than anyone else, your area of mastery. So if you don't have a pen and paper, do this, write this down. What do I absolutely love to teach and to whom? And then how has my growth and personal healing influenced this decision? Think about what brought you to yoga and how has yoga been a part of that growth and that personal healing. Take some time with these. Be open, be honest, and think about what you truly love about yoga and what you love to teach. I wish I could give you a little bit more time, but we're going to go ahead and move forward. Shift number 3, targeting people who need what you can do. Now, when you know who your perfect audience is, building on to this, you can create marketing that both serves them and draws them in. Not only that, but when you understand the pain they are in and the things that they need, you can begin to charge appropriately for your services. If you're not charging appropriate prices, you're doing two things in your business. You are subconsciously telling your best clients, I'm not the best at what I do, so invest in me at your own risk. You are also limiting the value of the results that you can deliver. Now, let me give you an example just real quick say in your area, to teach a private one-on-one on average is $125 per hour. Now, let's say that now you're trying to cut people some breaks and you're offering it for $60 or you're offering it for $75. The point is that often people will actually take the price of what you have attached to that service, and often they will see a lower value. Now, stay with me for a second. I want to give you another example. When I went to a seminar one time, the speaker had given out a disc that he valued at $497, but he was giving it out for free. And I'll tell you, I accessed that CD, and it was so much more than $497 worth of training and information. He put a tracking device in that CD, and he found out that less than 10% of people actually accessed that CD. Now, the following year, that same speaker, he sold that CD for $497. He flipped the script. Instead of offering it for free, the next year he sold it for $497. He tracked again how many people accessed that CD. Over 94% of people accessed that information. So often the price that you attach to your services, your customers will often, that'll be a reflection of the value in their mind to what you offer. Let that sit for a second. Value and price. Now, how do you charge premium prices in your services or appropriate pricing? How do you make that leap? You know your target and you hone in on them because you simply can't serve everyone. When you nail this, you won't feel like you're not worth that much. You won't feel like nobody will pay that much. The closer you are dialed in to your target audience and their pain, the more that you feel that the solution is worth the money that you want to make. Think about this for a second. When you, say, break a bone in your body, you might start at the emergency room or you might start at a general practitioner, but where do you go next? You go to a specialist. And that is someone who is specialized in that area of healing. It's the same within yoga. When you specialize in your area of healing, you know who your target audience is. You understand what pain they're going through. And you understand the results that you can provide for them. And that is when you feel like the solution that you provide is worth the money that you want to make. When you nail this, when you know the specific high-value results you deliver and the specific type of person who needs those results, again, you can create and deliver the solution that they'll pay you for. So write this down. What problems, challenges do the people I've identified face on a daily basis? What do they want more than anything else? Say that you like doing yoga nidra and you know that a lot of people that come are facing trouble with sleeping. That's a huge epidemic in our population. So those people want to sleep. If you're able to provide that, don't you think that they will pay you a premium price for the results that you're able to provide for them? I want to also say that I'm not saying that we only work with people who can pay premium prices for our services. Often, and this is something that I do, I work with people on a sliding scale, so to speak. The reason I do that is because people often need to pay money because that's typically the measurement of value in our society. But they can offer other things and trades, so to speak. But I believe that people must have some type of skin in the game in order to take your services seriously. So shift number 4, leverage. This is a huge one. In my business, I offer webinars, free reports, video series, free trials, anything that captures the attention of potential clients. And what is my favorite? Ta-da! It's webinars. The reason why is because it builds connection and rapport. It teaches something. It gives something of value, and it makes an offer to work with you right then and directly. You educate the person on the problem, and you give them a solution. Now, let's take a step back. Let's think about this webinar. There's about 150 yoga teachers on this call today. And this webinar is about 30 to 40 minutes. It's about 45 minutes in length. How long would it have taken me to speak with each one of you? It would have taken 100 plus hours to do that. But that is a reflection of what many of us are doing in our business. We're trying to talk to everyone one-on-one rather than leveraging ourselves through an online presence, through webinars, through free reports. There is a way for you to speak your truth and convey that to the masses. Webinars build trust. It's all about trust. It's all about being authentic, conscious, and treating your clients with absolute integrity. When you start doing things of this nature, when you leverage your business, it's like literally turning on a faucet of new clients. It becomes dependable. Consistent income that you can count on every single month. Webinars give you a platform. They draw people in. They give you that platform to connect with your true following. You're perceived as the expert. And none of this None of this today, none of this information is about ego. None of it. It is about you honing in on what you love about yoga and again sharing that. And when you connect with your true students, your true tribe, because you're coming from a place of passion, it is the most incredible and rewarding experiences that I personally have ever experienced. So, what I want to do is give you some examples. I worked with a yoga teacher by the name of Ocean. She was teaching 7 classes a week. She was part-time. She came to yoga originally to cure herself of breast cancer, and yoga saved her life. Now, she went on, when we started working together, developed a one-on-one program for those battling with breast cancer. She also later developed an online video series. She is now making a 6-figure income just working with her true following, those battling breast cancer. Now, some of you are like, hey, I don't have a story like that. So let me give you the example of Grace. Grace was teaching 16 classes a week, and she was barely getting by. She came to yoga originally to help with anxiety and stress. She told me she'd be driving to Walmart, and she'd already be thinking about what she would say to the cashier 15 minutes before she got there. She was passionate, obviously, about this. So she developed classes geared towards anxiety and stress. She also developed a one-on-one program for those with stress and anxiety, and later developed an online video series. She was also teaching some weekend workshops and eventually started doing overseas retreats too. She is now making double what she made before, and she teaches less than 10 classes per week. I would definitely say that's a success story. So think about what that would do for your life. If you had a deeper and greater connection with your students by honing in on the type of yoga and the audience that you love, what would that be like? What would it be like to step into yoga in a full-time career? Or if you're already there, an extra $1,000 to $5,000 per month that you could depend on each and every month, and becoming recognized as an expert in your niche. Again, it's not about ego. It's just about standing in your truth. So shift number 5. The more authentic and personable you are, the better. Now, how can I relate this? Okay, so animals can sense fear. Yoga students have a similar skill. They can sense a phony a mile away. If you're not authentic in sharing your practice with them, they'll know it. If you're attempting to teach them only things that you think are trendy or popular for money or ego, they will instinctively know and avoid your classes. I don't know of any yoga teacher that got into this path for money. But again, it comes from finding out and figuring out what you're passionate about. And maybe you already know. Maybe it doesn't take time for you to think about that. Maybe it's already at the forefront of your mind. But the thing is you got to have faith in you. Before I started this online program, this webinar series, I had a lot of anxiety about it because I had always marketed for other companies. I had just always been able to stand in the background, so to speak, and promote someone else. But something kept telling me that I needed to come forward. And this mantra came out of nowhere. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself. And little by little, even though I didn't know how I was going to get there, one thing aligned to get me to where I wanted to go. And I had, again, no idea how I was going to get to this point, but I just had faith in myself. And what I want to say is, one of the stories I talked about is how has my growth and personal healing influenced this decision? This is where you are authentic. This is when you bring that personal touch. Because, again, you need to connect with what you love about yoga and what brought you here. So today we promised how to get more clients by working less. Creating a consistent flow of new clients and creating a system that filters through them so that you can spend time talking with the ones that have money to pay you and are ready to act now. How to create leverage in your business so you're getting paid consistently whether you're working or not. My exact system that allows me to make 6 figures without having to work with clients day and night. And again, running all over town. And the most important, connecting with them in a much deeper and more meaningful way. We talked about getting into alignment with the path of yoga, the importance of that. Zeroing in on the one thing that to become an expert at. Zeroing in on that one target audience. And leveraging your business with webinars, video series, free reports. And last but not least, the more authentic and personal you are, the better. This is how you create a successful full-time yoga career, doubling your revenue and your satisfaction by connecting with your students in a deeper way and enjoying the freedom of working less. So now you have a choice to make. What I've done is set some time aside in the next week to speak to you personally about how you can apply these strategies in your yoga business. I call it a 30-minute vision call. This is absolutely free. There's no obligation. It's just really a chance to dial into your business and for you to speak about the vision that you have for your yoga career. Now, you must be 100% committed to your success and to hitting your income goals by following the system I outlined today. And you must, this is really important, you must have something of value to offer your clients. If you don't, then this is simply not for you. Now, what I'm going to do on the call is dial into your business, your goals, and help you get absolute clarity on how to reach them and fast. And you'll get an exact strategy how to make that happen. Now, if you want me to help you at the end of the call, and I think it's a good fit, I might invite you to become one of the new clients that we take on. Now, this is where I walk you through the program that is designed to get you to $50,000 to $100,000 per year, plus with maximum time and freedom. That's what all of this is about, is getting back that time, getting back your freedom on so many different levels. You know, I see so many yoga teachers, working on this path for the last 2 years as a coach, working with teachers one-on-one. And it's almost like being a teacher has become a weight in their life. I don't want being a yoga teacher to be a weight. I want it to be your key to freedom. It's such a gift to be a yoga teacher. And the average yoga teacher makes average full-time yoga teacher makes $31,000 per year. Now, if that's enough financial abundance for you, then great. Often I find that's very difficult for most teachers to be able to save and feel that freedom with their schedule, with their time, with their resources. Click below because spaces are truly limited. This isn't some sales tactic. There's 150 people on this call, and I don't have enough time to speak to everyone. So if you feel called to do a 30-minute vision call and want to experience some freedom on this path, then definitely book the vision call. This is the link that you can use to apply. Again, the reason that I created this program was only out of love for this path. I wanted to give back. My income struggles to work as a teacher, another reason why I created this, and seeing my fellow yoga teachers struggle. I just wanted to do something to help. Again, at the end of the vision call, if you want me to help you, and I think it's a good fit, I might invite you to become one of the new clients that we take on, where we grow your business together one-on-one. This is an opportunity to work with me. As the former marketing manager for the Yoga Journal, marketing for some of the top yoga teachers throughout the world, also marketing for many different yoga retreat companies. I want you to be able to step into your truth within yoga. And if you're scared, I totally understand. It's been my experience that for myself and for many people that we're often more afraid of the light than we are the darkness, because the darkness is something that's more familiar. It does take great courage to step into your truth within yoga and put yourself out there, but you won't be alone. For such a long period of time, I put yoga on a pedestal, meditation on a pedestal, spirituality on a pedestal. And when I found yoga, it was like it pierced my heart. It almost had me stepping back and being like, wow, what happened? And I loved it so much that I wanted to put that at the forefront of my life. And I pushed everything aside, including all my business experience, all my marketing experience, and I kept it at bay. And that's probably one of the reasons I didn't see
success because I put yoga and everything on a pedestal. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can absolutely be conscious and authentic and be savvy in your business and your marketing. Being conscious and authentic and serving your clients in the most organic and natural way. So, whether you book a call or not, I hope you got a tremendous value from this webinar. I mean that. I really do. I see so many yoga teachers who will invest thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars in their education. And I think that's amazing. That's awesome. That makes you a phenomenal teacher. Now let's add the marketing and business to that so that you can even reach even more people and step into your truth as a teacher. Again, I really hope you enjoyed this time together. I look forward to connecting with you in the future. Namaste.